Hello everyone, my name is Miss Megan and welcome to How to Write a Thank You Note. As the title suggests, we're going to talk about writing a thank you note or letter. We're going to go over why you would write a thank you note, as well as the different parts of a letter, and by the end, you'll be a pro at writing your own. But first, I'm going to turn this over to another Miss Megan, and she's going to talk to you about gratitude.
Hey everybody! Gratitude is really being thankful for someone or something. It can also be showing appreciation for something kind that someone did for you. Now, why would you write a thank you card? Can you think of any reasons? I think there are several reasons. Number one, it makes the person you're sending the card or note to feel appreciated. Number two, it helps you express gratitude for the time and energy that they spent for you. Number three, it makes a lovely connection between you and the other person. And finally, number four, it is memorable. Getting a real note or card is a more memorable experience than an email or text message. Plus, it's just fun to get handwritten letters. So, is there anyone in your life that you'd like to thank, and why? Maybe your grandparents gave you a gift. Maybe your parents helped you with a school project. Or maybe a friend sent you a funny picture to help cheer you up. One person I'm very thankful for is my sister-in-law, because the other day when I was feeling sad about some things, we talked on the phone and she really cheered me up. And also, when she comes to visit my house, she brings ice cream sandwiches, which always makes me happy. And now, let's turn it back over to the other Miss Megan, who's going to talk about all the different parts of a letter.
Now that we have a better understanding of why we would write a thank you note, let's talk about all the parts that make up a letter. There are many parts to a letter, and the best way to remember what goes where is by using this lovely teddy bear image. This is from a blog called This Reading Mama, and it shows the 5 parts of a friendly letter. On the right side, we have the names of all the different parts of the letter. Let's see if you can guess what each part is called. Ready? Let's start at the top. First, we have the space at the very top of our letter on the bear's head. What do you think this is called? The body, the closing, the signature, the greeting, or the heading? This is the heading. This is where you put the date you're writing the letter, and some people put their addresses there as well, but for our purposes, we're just going to put the date. Next, let's talk about the space below the heading on the bear's mouth. What do you think this is called? The body, the closing, the signature, or the greeting? This is the greeting. Think of this as like when you see your friend. What is the first thing you might say? You would say hi, and that's a greeting. This is where you put something like hello, hi, or dear along with the name of the person you are writing to. All right, on to the next part, which is on the bear's stomach. We've already put the date and has said hello to the person we're writing to. So what part of the letter would we write next? Do you think it's the body, the closing, or the signature? This is the body of the letter. This is where you explain why you're writing. So in our case, you would be thanking the person you're writing to, including what you're thanking them for and why you're thankful for it. I'll show you an example a bit later. We're almost done with our letter with just 2 parts to go, and this next part is on the bear's leg. Do you think it's the closing or the signature? This is called the closing, and just like it says on our image, a closing is a short expression followed by a comma. So this can be as simple as saying thanks, love, sincerely, your friend, or even see you soon. There are lots of ways to close your letter, and which one you use depends entirely on who you're writing to. All right, we're almost done with our letter, and we've got one part missing. What is it? The signature. The signature is where you write your name. It goes at the end of the letter so the person reading it knows who it came from. Now it's time for a little quiz. I'm going to give you some hints and you are going to try and guess the name for each section of this sample letter. Ready? Let's start with number 1. This space is where we put the date we're writing the letter and maybe our address. This part of the letter was over the head of the teddy bear. What do you think it is called? This is called the heading. Very good job. Now on to number 2. This is where we say hello to the person we're writing to. This part of the letter was over the bear's mouth. What is this section of the letter called? This was called the greeting. All right, we're at the halfway point. Number 3. This is where you actually write your letter and say what you're thankful for and why. Think back to the part of the teddy bear that this was on. What section was this called? This is the body of the letter. Almost done. Number 4. This is where you say a short phrase to end the letter, such as your friend, love, or sincerely. What is this called? This is the closing. All right, we have one space left. This is where you write your name, letting the person know who sent them the letter. What is this part of the letter called? This is the signature. Great job, everyone. Now that you're experts on the parts of a letter, let's put everything together and write one. Let's say that my grandparents gave me the new Big Nate book for my birthday, and I want to tell them thank you. So let's start at the top. First, we're going to put the date, which for today's presentation would be December 12th, 2020. Next, we're going to greet the person we're writing to. So since we're writing to my grandparents, we're going to say, Dear Grandma and Grandpa. Now comes the big part, the body of the letter. First, we're going to let them know why we're writing to them. In this case, we want to say thank you for the Big Nate book. So let's start off with saying, thank you for the Big Nate book you gave me for my birthday. But let's go beyond that and talk about why we're thankful. In this case, I'll say, I really like those books and can't wait to read it. That'll let the person we're writing to know how excited and grateful we are for the gift. Now let's add a second paragraph and say, it was very nice of you to get it for me, and maybe next time I visit, we can read it together. Almost done. Let's add the closing. Since this is for our grandparents, let's put love, and don't forget the comma after. And last but not least, our signature. I'm just going to sign it Megan. And that's it. Our thank you note is ready to be put into an envelope, addressed, put on a stamp, and put in the mailbox. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you had fun learning how to write a thank you note and that you'll use these new skills to let those around you know how much you appreciate them. Good luck with all your future letter writing and have a good day. Bye.